Hi, I'm Robert Begley, day 518 of my video challenge. Today we celebrate the achievement of a man who has at least 44 towns or cities named after in the United States. America's favorite fighting Frenchman, according to the Hamilton musical, and that is Marquis de Lafayette. Ever since I heard this man's story, I have been in love with his heroism. Um, Comes over during the Revolutionary War at age 18, 19 years old, offers money. He's wealthy, he's an aristocrat, and he could have stayed in France and just done whatever rich Frenchmen do, though he probably would have gotten his head chopped off a few years later. But he comes to America and he offers money and wants to fight in the war. And when he meets George Washington, he says, I am here to learn. This was different from other European generals who came here because they basically wanted to make a name for themselves and go back home and just be glorious and didn't really know much about liberty, the values of independence. Lafayette got all of that. So he was all in, gets injured in his first battle of Brandywine, which is right outside of Philadelphia. He still rallies the troops, and Washington just falls for this guy, as does Hamilton, who's also 19 years old, also not born in the colonies, and did speak French. So the two of them, Lafayette and Hamilton, in the Hamilton musical, their bond is it's dramatized so beautifully. But it's more though Washington, who did not have a son, and Lafayette, whose father died when he was 2 years old. There was just this relationship. So years later, when Lafayette becomes a father, he names his son George Washington Lafayette. So this man was celebrated in America, helped during the final victory at Yorktown. His bravery, his courage was stellar there. Goes back to France after the war is over, wearing an American uniform of the American Army. And then he works on the French Revolution and tries to bring the ideas of liberty, which didn't really go so well. But towards the end of his life, the U.S. invited him back for like this grand tour, 18, I think 24, 25. And he just visited all these cities. And it was just a fabulous celebration for this man's achievements. And he got to see the country growing. I believe he's the only one who had dinner alone with each of the first 7 U.S. presidents. So Lafayette and then General Pershing, when during World War I, 1917, goes to Lafayette's grave, which has the American flag on it. He says, well, Lafayette, we are here in your honor. And the last thing that I love about this man was on his final trip to the United States, he took some of the dirt from Bunker Hill, one of the strategic battles in the war, and he said, bring it over to France and put it on my casket so that I can be buried in American soil. Oh, what a man. Lafayette, we celebrate him on the Hero Show tomorrow. Signing off.